I'm Jill Wooldridge. I work for District Attorney Early. I'm sure most of you know him, but for those that don't, he is the top law enforcement official in Worcester County, covering 60 cities and towns. So we do a lot of stuff in the community. I'm not an attorney. I work in community outreach. So we're always going out into communities and presenting things like hidden in plain sight, bringing education and prevention materials. We do a lot of bullying, cyberbullying, elder abuse, elder scams. So if you work for agencies that want to do some training or get some information and education on any of those things, let me know. I have a ton of resources up here, some prevention and educational handouts. And there's also, if you don't have a hidden in plain sight, items of concern, let me know. I'd love for you to see it. There's a lot of things on here that are strange. You might not realize that they could be risky behaviors. So we'll cover anything you have questions on with that. So this is supposed to look like a teenager's bedroom. It's pretty clean for a teenager's bedroom. It is. So all of these items we have here, we purchased online through Amazon. We didn't have to verify we were over the age of 18. You can find these items looking under hiding spots. We found them looking under diversion. And the things that come up are incredible. These are all things that look like everyday items that you wouldn't usually take a second look at, but you might now. This is an Arizona iced tea, green tea, and it looks and feels just like an Arizona. But if you twist off the top, it's great for hiding stuff, alcohol. We talk a lot about opioids, but this is really anything that's at-risk behaviors or potentially risky behaviors, items of possible concern. And when we buy these, they come with this really nice bag that doesn't allow you to smell anything that's in it. So that's clearly for storing dollar bills, not marijuana. Same with the Coke can. It looks and feels just like one, but it twists off. And after we're done, you feel free to come on up and touch and play around with them. These things are also popping up now with the marijuana laws changing. There's a lot of bodegas popping up. So typically any stores that sell glass pipes, must be over 21 years of age, are selling these too. They're pretty much right beside it. This also comes in Poland Springs. It looks just like water. I wouldn't really think twice if I saw this in a backpack or sitting on someone's desk. But it twists apart in its hiding spot. And it looks just like water. It feels just like water. Teenagers. No, they do not. No.
No, but seriously, how do they get away with it?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's sold in an actual place.
Because there's so many different companies that are doing it, it must be impossible to track them all. Just these bottles alone, there's probably about 100 different companies on Amazon that are selling them.
What are they called to differentiate between?
Well, you're looking specifically online for hiding places and all these certain things. Well, there are filters that will come up that you can, I want a Coca-Cola can or Pepsi. It's just all under diversion or hiding spots or locks, storage safes. This little tchotchke, it's a grinder for marijuana or pills. We do know that grinding pills is becoming very popular. You can snort them and then liquefy them for injection. Not necessarily a drug, but too much caffeine for kids is not good, especially when it's mixed with alcohol, masks the effects of the alcohol, and they just don't need this kind of caffeine. If your kid doesn't have allergies but is always sporting some Visine or Clear Eyes, it's a good time to have a conversation. All these items are a good way to have a conversation starter. They're items of risky behaviors and possible concern. This one's one of my favorites because it's Pringles. There's Pringles in there. But if you twist off the bottom, it's hiding spot. And we know this one is being used because not that long ago, Worcester PD pulled over a car, and in the back seat they had a Pringles can with a false bottom and 33 packets of heroin. So we like to take credit for, we trained WPD to look at this and pull the bottoms out. These are popular still, I believe, with high school kids, the macrame bracelets, and it looks just like a bracelet. But if you twist off the top, it's actually a pipe. And we have grant money that funds all of these products that we buy, and we're going to be adding more things to them. We've got a couple jewels coming in, and they have belt clips that are actually pipes as well. Earrings that are pipes. Bracelets that are girly bracelets that are pipes. If you went on Amazon, you'd be surprised. The bullet keychain, you twist off the top, put this in there, and it's a pipe. This is our personal hygiene drawer. Axe body spray. It's not really Axe body spray, but it looks like it and it feels like it. And this too comes with the smell-proof pouches. The speed stick. It smells like it is speed stick, but you unscrew the bottom and it's a hiding spot. And of course this one's stuck. Oh. And you can do these with, Target bought ones. You don't have to buy this online. I'm sure these kids could easily figure out how to make this a hiding spot. This was actually purchased at Target. It's a brush, but the top comes off and you can hide things in there. Yep. Other areas to look, kids can stash things in Altoids and icebreakers. Could be pills, could be marijuana. There's good hiding spots, good places. They can stuff them in backpacks, leave them in their room. Nobody's any wiser to not look, but they're good hiding spots. Anything that has a base that can be unscrewed is a really popular hiding space. Tissue boxes, book safes, laptops. You can remove the battery from the back, hide things in there. I know, your face is saying it all. Anything that you can have batteries in is a great hiding spot. This usually lights up, but it looks like a real power cord, power surge, but it's a hiding spot. And you can plug it in, and it lights up. We don't know if it actually works, but this is our scary drawer. This is pretty much indicative of IV drug use, really heavy, hard drugs. Tea lights with the wax gone, burnt tin foil, cotton balls, Q-tips, especially if the Q-tips have the tops cut off. If you're missing spoons and they're in your teenager's room and they're burnt. This is becoming very popular as a tourniquet, and everybody has these in their homes these days. Tissue boxes, if you're finding lighters, if you're finding cut baggies like this, little glassine envelopes, or full baggies like this. This is just crushed Tylenol. Those are all items of possible concern, and they're good conversation starters to have with your kids, your students. A teacher just told us the other night that they're not even allowed to look in students' backpacks. I'm not sure if that's true. Do I have any teachers here? Are you allowed to? No. Yeah. No. I don't mean under those circumstances, but if there was suspicion, or I don't know if you're allowed to do that, but these are all things that can be easily hidden in a backpack that nobody would really think twice about, especially the deodorants and the soda cans. A big problem that we're hearing from teachers is vaping is becoming a huge issue. We're trying to put some stuff together. I know UMass has a program on vaping that they're starting to get into the schools. But this is what a Juul looks like. Ours haven't come in yet. They look like flash drives. And a teacher was walking down the hall, and her student dropped the Juul, the vape, in front of her, and she picked it up and handed it back to him because she thought it was his hard drive. But it was his Juul. And a lot of kids don't think there's any harm in it, but we're hearing now that one pod of vape juice is equal to 20 cigarettes. A lot of the times these kids just think they're smoking or vaping liquid water, flavored water, And it's not true. That's not what it always is. And they don't always know what they're smoking, but those are risky behaviors and those are good opportunities to communicate and talk to your children when things like this do come up. So this is our hidden in plain sight display. I'd love for you to come up and take a look at it, get a feel for it, take a look at those lists, see if there's anything on there that is just making your head spin. I know there has to be. I know you're looking at one of those things saying, what is this?
I just have a comment, and it's basically safety related.
Mm-hmm.
As you're doing the presentation, I'm not sure if you ever mentioned this, but when you're talking about finding little baggies or finding spoons with residue on them, please don't touch them.
That's excellent, excellent.
There could be fentanyl on them, there could be things on them that
Come
you
through
could
the skin.
absorb through your skin,
Yep.
and you could end up a major problem.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're right. We do not usually include that.
Call the police,
Yep.
police department, and they'll make sure the right resources get there to help with that.
Yep, yep. That's great, because we do know that tiny, tiny grains of fentanyl can put you down. Someone made, a DEA agent made the analogy that one packet, a sweet and low-size packet of fentanyl could knock down an entire full house of Gillette, packed house. Kill you, not like put you to sleep or get you high, kill you. So we try to keep up with all these different things these kids are doing. This just got printed, these lists. We just missed the Tide Pod Challenge by about 2 weeks. So we're constantly updating these. It's so hard to keep up with these challenges, these things these kids are doing, because there's always something new and crazy that we're going to run out of room on a piece of paper to put. Did you have a question?
The smell-proof bags.
Yes.
Are those for dogs? I mean,
Yep,
for dogs,
yep.
is that what
Well,
it's?
yes, it's mostly for trafficking, for dogs, but also we're finding, I mean, this is meant for teenagers' bedroom or someone that doesn't want anybody to know what they have. And you can travel with these in your car and your car won't stink. So they're meant for, but basically for drug deterrent, sniff dogs, yeah. I'm not gonna test it out and see if it works, but.
What do drugs smell like?
What do drugs smell like?
You say that it prevents the smell from getting out.
Like marijuana?
I think I know what marijuana smells like.
Yeah, well, that's what this is. This is specifically for marijuana.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if heroin has an odor. I know when it's being cooked, it has a plasticky odor, I'm told. I've never smelt it myself.
Well, the dogs are trained to sniff things that we can't.
Yep.
And I don't know if those.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to be the one that finds out the hard way that they don't work.
So Jill, I'm looking around the room, and no offense to anybody here, but most of us
Don't have little
Yeah.
kids.
don't have kids of age, or the kids are,
Yeah.
beyond that age. When you do this program, do you see a lot of people that are, have kids at home, or?
Well, lately we do see a lot of grandparents, because right now there's a lot of
Right.
grandparents raising their grandkids. But we typically, we do this a lot for like YMCA staff developments, teachers, parent nights, events like this. Anyone that wants us to come out and do this, we will do it for. It doesn't matter who the audience is, unless, just not kids.
Right.
We don't want to be a how-to.
So you wouldn't recommend doing that with the kids? I mean, I'm sure they
No.
get enough ideas already.
No,
Yeah,
they
we,
don't need any more
we're in
ideas.
prevention. We do not want this to be a demonstration for kids. We have a great program. This is not about drugs that we're doing with the kids.
That's the one we hope to bring.
Yes, yeah, we will get it there. We hope to get it in all the middle schools. We got a grant and we are all trained, and we'd love to.
I
It's
wanna know why the
fantastic.
magic number is middle school.
Middle school, because at high school, they
No,
kind
I think that it should be elementary school. That's why I'm trying to say here.
okay.
I don't think anybody is too young to, I mean, when they start asking questions, they
Yeah.
need answers.
I would agree.
Not necessarily all the facts,
Yeah.
but answers.
The grant we just got, it's on its way to becoming evidence-based. There's a pre and a post test, so that's how they become evidence-based. And it's kind of geared towards the 6th, 7th, and 8th, but I know a lot of middle schools have 5th in it. I don't think we'd have any problems with doing a 5th grade class. It's all about what they understand, because we get into a little bit of brain chemistry, and we don't want to lose them.
Right.
It's about 35 minutes, but it's as long as you can keep their attention, and we find that 6th, 7th, 8th, and my coworker Ellen just trained did the program with some high school kids, and it went over well, and we weren't sure how that was going to go, but it worked out well. But we'd love to get into every school and do this program, because it is fantastic. We've done, we worked with Leicester PD, that was who our grant partner was with, and we've done all of 6th and all of 7th grade in Leicester, and we're going to be doing 8th grade coming up. We've also done a lot of the Leominster schools as well.
Have you been in Wachusett schools?
We're working on, in Paxton, on setting up something in Paxton. But if anybody has any pull in Rutland, sign your middle school up, Holden. It's a great program.
More people in Rutland schools than any of us in this room.
I would when my kid was there. I don't know who the principal is now.
What school?
Yeah.
Mr. Canacchio?
Louis' kid.
Louis' kid.
Oh. The guy from the school committee?
Yeah,
All right.
well, his son. Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't we find out, we did the one task force at Wachusett,
We had a horrible
a
turnout.
horrible turnout.
We-
Really sad, because I think that unfortunately, and he's been honest, that Wachusett thinks that they're immune to it. And it wasn't advertised well, and we were there, and it was what, coming from 5 towns, there were probably, how many were there? There were probably 30. A few
And
more
12
than
of them
we
were
got.
vendors.
And, huh?
And 12 of them were vendors.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did not have a good turnout, but it happens. It
That
depends
does
on what's
happen.
going on,
Can't
and
be
we know that.
discouraged from that.
Yeah, we know that, but we got information into people's hands. If it's 4, 5, or 500,
Right.
the information's getting out there.
Have you been involved with what they do out at Quabbin?
Project Purple?
Yes.
Yep. I
Can you
would love
tell
to
me a
see
little bit
Project
about
Purple
that?
here. That is Chris Herron. He sponsors that, and basically schools just make a pledge to commit to activities through Project Purple Week. I actually did Hidden in Plain Sight for one of their events. They'll have like guest speakers come out. They usually decorate the town in purple ribbons.
I-
Yeah, Barry looked
I live
amazing.
out that
They did a
way,
great job out there. But the school has to have Project Purple. Kids have to be interested. There
Right.
has to be heads.
Right.
Yeah, but that's a great organization. Yes.
Gentlemen, you said, you look around the room and people here with not that many with high school kids, but the kids get hooked on this stuff and they live with it all their lives. We got a 38-year-old and he still had to,
I'm sorry.
So there are a growing number of towns that are getting together to sue the pharmaceuticals, and I'm wondering if your office has assisted these towns in any way, or if you're getting involved in any way in a class action suit that's...
I do not know that for
Okay.
sure.
So Charlton just recently did it, and I know
Yeah.
the towns have to provide stats
Mhm.
on responses
Mhm.
to drug overdoses.
Yep,
and things
DPH
like
does that.
So,
Mhm.
okay, I don't know if it's something that, we'd have the ability to do here, but it seems that we locally have to start taking some action.
Well, you came tonight, so you
Yes,
did.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, and thank you for presenting, this
Of
is really
course.
interesting.
Yeah.
Very-
Everybody really seems to like it, especially, you might not have young kids, but it's information, and questions also get answered, and you might learn something new.
Looking at this paraphernalia
Mhm.
list, a pacifier,
Yes, a pacifier, that's typically MDMA, ecstasy. They put that in their mouth to prevent their teeth from grinding. So if you see an adult walking around with a pacifier in your mouth, it's a good guess maybe they're on MDMA.
So what's a dryer sheet?
A dryer sheet you use in conjunction with a roll of toilet paper, and it masks the odor of marijuana smoke. You blow it through it, and it smells like downy instead of marijuana.
What is the new program that you're going around middle schools? What is that?
It's called This Is Not About Drugs. We talk about drugs, but it's mostly about good decision making. And there's a 12-minute video in it that kind of breaks up the lecture, and kids have a lot of questions. It's been really, really good. They've been receptive to it, and we've had some issues with technical difficulties, and we had 176 graders sitting in a cafeteria the period before lunch, and a girl was on the screen, but a man's voice was coming out of her mouth, and not one of them lost their minds laughing. And I was the one doing the presenting, so I thought for sure it was going to be a little hectic. But they really liked it. They were very thirsty for that information. A lot of classes, there's not a lot of health curriculum in schools anymore, so this is a good opportunity to kind of get that information to them.
And they're never gonna ask their parents. They're not. They're just the way
Our
it is.
biggest advice when we do any kind of talks for kids
Talk to
is,
your parents.
nope, have a trusted adult. Talk
Okay.
to a trusted adult,
Okay.
a teacher, a coach, a guidance counselor. It doesn't necessarily have to be a parent, an aunt, an uncle, anyone, a trusted
A
adult.
trusted adult,
Yep.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's funny, because I have a 28-year-old daughter, and she was telling me when she was in high school something that she couldn't share with me because I would never understand, and I looked at her and I said, I was a young girl once too.
Yeah.
She said, oh, I wish I knew that then.
Aren't they so
So
cute?
I do try to say these things to young children when I have an opportunity to speak to them, that you should talk to your parents, because believe it or not, they were young once, and they might actually have an answer.
And you might be that trusted adult
I
for
might
kids
be,
you don't
and
even realize
That's
yet.
okay, that's okay.
Any other questions? Anybody want to?
I'm just curious as to how law enforcement comes in contact with knowing that these items are even available.
They get all kinds of training.
Yeah, we get all sorts of updates and training bulletins, and if you can twist it, turn it.
You'll look at it.
Come
If you ever
across.
stop me, you don't have to go through my.
No,
nose.
never.
And
Big
then Pringles,
Go
Kathy?
okay with that?
I don't like Pringles, so
It's just unbelievable.
I know.
yeah. It really makes you look at things differently. That if someone's being this clever to hide things, that you really need to take a look. And a lot of people will notice the behavior changes and the friend changes before they'll be noticing this stuff. So when you see those things, it's time to start sweeping the room.
Mhm.
So does anybody want to come up and take a look? Twist some bottles open.
That bothers me most is the Pringles. Are you hungry? No.
Well, we're not 100% sure there's Pringles in it, but it sounds like them.
That's crazy, I just want.
Now, would you question that?
Now I would.
Now you would.
I just got, yeah, down here.
You can hide a lot of stuff. Yeah. They even have wall, they look like outlets. You just unscrew the one you have in your wall.
Did you see?
Right?
Incredible.
I know. This one every time gets me. It looks just like water.
Where's the one for this?
Oh, it twists up the top. Oh, that's a grinder.
Now, see, that would be, I'd be like,
Yeah.
what is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's that one?
Under consumption?
Four Loko, I don't know. Jill, what's this? Four Loko, under consumption.
Four Loko is a malt beverage that is pretty much designed.
Do they have
in
Cava here?
What's that?
Cava Cava?
No.
You've heard of this, Cava Cava? You haven't heard of
No.
Cava Cava? It's like a coffee, it's like a,
Oh, yes,
but
yes.
it jigs you up or something.
Yeah.
It does something to you.
Yeah.
I don't know what. My sister was telling me in Florida at this place, it was a Carver place.
Yeah, I
She's
don't
like, "Oh,
think
yeah,
it's
yeah."
popular here yet.
My daughter told me she had tried this, and my sister said she took a sip of it. It was like, it was horrible
Yeah.
tasting, horrible. But my daughter said it seemed to make her calm when she had a little anxiety. It's totally legal, I guess.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I looked it up online, but whatever.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, that's a
necessarily-
malt liquor that is designed to look like an iced tea, like an Arizona iced tea.
but it's a malt
but it's malt liquor.
Okay, so it's actual alcoholic beverage.
No, never heard of it.
I don't feel it's
Question.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I sometimes have to assess.
Well, and that's the, like, some reason.
I believe the farmers, who buys the farmers, is supposed to shake the best.
Mhm.
The farmers who buy them are supposed to be.
kids studying this, the parchment.
I would look at the condition of the home is kept.
You buy this on Amazon.
Unless
The parents aren't paying attention, they're asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
Well, these kids all have phones. The parents are asleep at the wheel.
No, I haven't kids yet.
This blows my mind.
Yeah.
she's saying the people that read for the uniform.
Yeah. Pupil, you can tell a lot by a person's
Those are the
eyes
spark
if
notes,
they
she's trying to.
pinpoint pupils, opioid.
Oh, yeah. No,
Well, typically with opioids,
Crazy, huh?
heroin, you
I
don't
just
really get any
wish
downtime
that
from it.
these
You
geniuses
automatically start going into withdrawals if you don't have it, and they don't like that. So if they're an addict, heroin-
Solving a social issue or something?
Yeah, like dealing with some of this other nonsense that's trying to get us all.
And same with high-level opioid prescriptions, they'll have the pinpoint pupils, sweating, pockmarked faces, a picking and making meth. Meth is starting to make its way back into the community.